What's up, everybody? Johnny5 Live here. Welcome back to part 3 of the how to make a sci-fi building tutorial. In the last episode, we went over building the basic gray block, the basic shape of a building. And in this episode, we're going to cover it with sci-fi stuff and give it that sci-fi feel. So stay tuned and let's get into it. Alright, if you guys do like this series, please be sure to smash that like button, subscribe for more videos like this, and let me know what you guys think of this series down in the comments below. Alright, let's continue where we left off. Alright, so for this building, I've decided that I think this is where I want to leave the shape of the building. This is where I think it's going to stay, and now we want to make this feel sci-fi. So we're going to go into our building materials, we're going to go into the sci-fi zone, and we're going to actually just start making this thing kind of come to life. So we want some things on the bottom here, but I like to also use these on the top. So maybe for this, yeah, this is good. So one thing when I'm doing the pathings, I always try and build something unique over top of the paths, and I like to use the grid size so you can get these perfect areas. And now I could just block in my paths and get an idea of how things are going to work so that I can put benches and stuff in. So I got the base of the paths in, and then we're going to decorate our paths. Alright, so now we have like our base sci-fi feel to it, and at this point I like to do some of the finer decorating. I feel like this is pretty good. You know, there might be some minor tweaks that I start noticing throughout the design that I might want to tweak. For example, I just noticed this. I want to bring it up just a notch. Just little picky things that you might want to change here and there. I think that's good. But this is the point where I start to think about lighting. So we're going to want to light this thing up. So we're going to change our time to nighttime. There we go. And we're just going to start adding in some lights. Alright, so I think I'm happy with the base lights. I'm going to add more after, but those will be final touch lights. So pretty happy with the lights right now. Okay, so we're going to add in a few more lights in the end, but we need to add in more decorations first, and we don't want our lights getting in the way. So we've made our base building. We've put our sci-fi layer of decorations on. I did add these little on the side just to make it a little non-symmetrical. Don't want it to be a perfect box. I feel like it should have a little bit more something. Maybe what we could even do is do what we did over here on the side here, and then put these over here. I don't know. So there's always going to be final adjustments that you want to make, but I think this is okay. This is not bad. And just there's going to be little things that you're going to want to tweak. Always, I keep seeing things that I want to change. Maybe I want to put something there instead of that. But yeah, it's always a little bit of adjustments, but for the sake of this video, I'm not going to be too picky, and we're just going to move on. So this is usually where, you know, like I said, we did our base, we did our sci-fi stuff, we've layered it up, we put a few decorations on, and then we did our lights, our base lights. And this is where it really starts getting fun, because now we want this to start feeling like a Chief of Beef's shop. So I usually go into the buildings, and then I type in for Chief of Beef, Chief, and you know, we get a look at the signs. So what kind of a sign do we want for this? I think this big one is really nice, the neon, big king of signs. And there's also little hidden props because they're not always in here, which is interesting. So if we type in, I think, burger, see, we get some hamburgers. So there's always, make sure to look through the signs. You can actually sort by wall signs and then go to miscellaneous signs. Burger typed in there. So there's miscellaneous signs. There's all sorts of cool stuff in here. Then there's, yeah, so you have things like this. You could do Chief of Beef and have fire. That's pretty cool. It's a pretty neat one. And as you're looking at these, you go, oh, maybe that does look good there. Maybe I'll leave that. You know, there's like glasses and stuff. You know, this is interesting. It gives me an idea. You just put it down and move it later. So there's this little guy. So we can have maybe a couple of these out front. And then, yeah, there's the burger signs. I like the burger. I usually kind of like to have like a burger or some sort of sign on the backside, just letting people know, like, hey, this is the burger place. Maybe on the side will be good. And, you know, there's sirens and stuff. Maybe we put some sirens in there. Maybe here's a good spot. It's all a matter of deciding, weighing the pros and the cons. Then we also have a giant burger dude. I think he's under scenery. There's this guy. So do we want one of these? Now I've already used him here, which is fine, and I could use him again, but is he necessary? Maybe I want him in the back. Maybe it's sometimes there's that saying that less is more. You know, maybe we don't want to overdo it, so I don't think we need him. Inside we're going to want some Chief of Beef, like a sign. Just tuck it up against this. That'll do. Maybe 2 of them. I could get, again, sometimes less is more. Maybe we don't need 2, but why not? I think that's almost good. Let's take a look again. Chief. You know, there's some wall signs, so these are nice to have. I think these are great for the sides of the building. I think there should be one right here as you're entering the Chief of Beef store. Now, do we want it neon? There's lit and unlit. Ooh, that's kind of nice too. It's very similar to that one though. I think this one's good. Have it nice and lit. Matches our sci-fi a little bit more. Cool. Oh yeah, I was going to say I had that idea for those glasses. Just to give you guys an idea. Can have the Chief of Beef guy take these glasses. There you go. Now this obviously would fit a little bit better for like a Caribbean or like tropical theme, you know, on the beach. You could give your Chief of Beef some glasses, make him look badass. But we're not going to use that here, so let's get rid of that. I don't know how I feel about the fire. I feel like we're adding too much, so we're going to get rid of that. I don't mind the sirens. I think it's a nice touch. And let's see what else we have. Chief. I like to have a sign on the back usually, so you know, like, hey, this is the back door. So something like that would be good. Make it over the wires. I think that's a good placement for it. And could have something like this. No. I think we could have another one at the back side. It's not too bad. I think we might be overkilling it. Decisions. See, I don't like how they're not aligned. I mean, I could do it up here. Yeah, that works. I mean, I want it to scream Chief of Beef, so if you're looking at it from this angle, you know, hey, it's a Chief of Beef shop. Same with this angle, this angle. You want it to scream Chief of Beef all around, I believe. So I think that'll work. I think that's a good amount of decorations, to be honest. Now, there's also the idea of having a burger. I have some burger blueprints, like maybe a little hamburger, but we don't really have a whole lot of room for this anymore, and I think it's overkill at this point. However, there was this one little spot here that we didn't use, and I could take those air ducts out. But again, it's the back of the building, doesn't really help us there. So I don't feel like this place needs a burger, considering this place it's the burger manufacturing place. Makes sense here. There's a lot going on here. Has the king, the burgers, whereas this is more like just a little diner. It's more for like the commercial sci-fi district, and you know, there's less smokestacks. There is a couple of these flame thingies. So I think adding the burgers, you know, a lot of smokestacks and the chief himself might take away from the quaintness of it. So I think we're going to leave that there as is. We're going to go in and do some final touches. Let's see what the inside looks like. Could add some signs in here. Chief. What about the burger sign? Like this guy. This isn't too bad for the inside here. Yeah, I like it. So put one of those in. Should I center it? Nah. Or what we could do is we have the burger on that side, and on this side we have like a sign. Really hit it home on the inside. A little bit too big. See, I'm always back and forth on my ideas. You know what? Maybe we could have this guy inside. No, he's just too big, but that would be awesome. Yeah, let's just stick with the original idea. Symmetrical burgers on either side. Why not? And then we want one last sign it right here where you order your food. We'll make it a non-glowy sign. All right. And now we just gotta do some scenery or some bushes. I like using these for the sci-fi because they're really clean cut. Alright, so looks like we have most of our final decorations in. This is where, like I said, we go back to the nighttime scene and we make sure everything is well lit. Ooh, I like the sirens. That looks awesome. So yeah, like these bushes, we can't really see them that well. Why is there no lights? Oh, there we go. Now, kind of looking through our lights, what do we have for options? I usually like using these guys, and what you can do is you can just hide them in the bush. Maybe you have a couple. That looks good, just to light up the heart a little bit. It's still pretty dark in this area here, and we want it to be inviting. I really like these lamp posts, and there's also one hidden in the sci-fi area that I like to use. I'll show that in a second. But you can kind of wedge these lamp posts in such a way where you can't see them anymore, and you can just have the tops poking out. A little bit of clipping there. I can fix that. It's not going to be centered perfectly, but that's okay. And I want to use some of these on the back side so our employees can see what they're doing when they're taking out the trash. Maybe 2. Center that a little. Alright, they can see back here. Do we need one on the side here, maybe? So they can see when they're grabbing their supplies? Nah, I'm second guessing myself. What we could do is maybe just put a little box light in, or 2. Alright, I think this dark wall looks like it could use a couple box lights as well. And we need to show off the Chief of Beef sign. Now, one thing you can do with these is you can actually tuck them in the ground, and you can get some pretty cool effects with that. Or we can test out the box light. And the box light will probably be the better choice. Now, it's not quite lighting up, so we're just going to push this in a bit. Now we're working with some light. This thing's really coming together. It's looking good. We got to light the inside up. So probably going to have to put box lights on the roof. However, there's another one in the sci-fi, which is kind of strange that they hid it. Where is it? I don't even think it's sci-fi, to be honest. It's this guy, arm light. I don't know why this is not in the lights section, but the arm light works really well for interiors. Now, do I want 2 arm lights or 1 arm light? I think 1 arm light here is fine. Let's get rid of this box light. Maybe we put it higher up. Now, the reason I like the arm light is because it's bending inwards, whereas the box light is straight. I mean, you can angle the box light, but I feel like this works better. Now it looks pretty well lit inside, doesn't it? Let's open this up. Yeah. Oh, you know what we forgot? Restroom sign. Now one little tip here, if you guys aren't aware of this, under signs there is more filters, properties, editable text. If you search by that, boom, all these signs can have custom words on them. So for this one, might want to grab something small. I was hoping to get something like this in. You could probably squeeze it in and it'll look fine. Push it all the way back. And then maybe we go with a Chief of Beef color. I think the word is too big, so we're going to do staff. Now, for our final touches, we need some special effects. So we're going to go into scenery, miscellaneous, what is it? Special effects, ambient. So maybe have some steam back here. Let's change the time of day. This is really hard to see. Sorry about that. Now we want some fire. And I mean, this building's not perfect for me. It's all right. I'm pretty happy with it. It's pretty simple. It's a small little cafe. I guess the last touches we could do here is if we were to actually build this park, path extras. So the reason we built this like on a grid is now we can actually have perfect benches. So we can actually have some benches on the inside here for people to chill. Just a few, and maybe some garbage cans. Yeah, that's fine. Or you could have is. And there we have it, ladies and gentlemen, our Chief of Beef shop. Not too bad. With a little mini interior. Not too bad at all. I'm happy with this one. So this one is obviously feels different from this one, and it's going to match and go better with the commercial style buildings of mine. Now this little mini one is a little bit more industrious, I guess. Same with this. It could work either way, but I do want to have more of a commercial feeling district in the sci-fi area, and this is perfect for that. And by adding in these little bushes and stuff, it's a nice little touch to bring it to that commercial level, but we still want a touch of industry in there. So just a touch. Alright guys, that's going to do it for this video. I hope you enjoyed. Based off of all my recordings and stuff, I'm really hoping this isn't a lengthy, long video, but hopefully you guys made it through it, and maybe in the future they'll be a little bit shorter, and I'll figure out a better method of doing this. Maybe it'll be less talky. I don't know. It's a process for me and I'm learning it, so we'll figure it out. We'll get through this one together, guys. So thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to like this video if you enjoyed, subscribe for more videos like this, and let me know what you guys think of this down in the comments below. Alright guys, I'll see you in the next video.